Welcome to Coming Out of the Dark podcast, a podcast like none other, where women are empowered, encouraged, and uplifted to be the best version of themselves. Get ready to come from darkness into light with a passion to fulfill purpose. Here is your host, Miss Lady O.
Talking about all these things, it's I have to talk about my husband dying and sepsis, and it's hard some
It's
days.
emotionally draining. It is emotionally, it brings you to a place because every time you mention it, you have to pull on this emotion that you went through, the journey that you went through, and you're bringing it present so that you can articulate it to whoever you're speaking to. That is definitely draining on yourself.
Right. I didn't realize it until today that I'm just learning for myself. I don't like disappointing people. I don't like saying no to things. And I'm very honored that anyone even wants to hear my story, quite frankly. And so, but I also know that I really have to take care of myself because I'm really feeling exhausted. And maybe it's because it's the 4-year anniversary and then the golf tournament.
It could be.
And the traveling so much. I'm just feeling really tired. And so I need to slow it down a tiny bit.
So Christina, what are you going to do for you to slow it down? Besides taking no more interviews, what are you going to do? Are you going to do some candles and set the atmosphere?
I do
you
that.
Give me that vibe. That's what you like to do. Yeah.
Because I'm you. We're the same person. Yeah. I work with this energy healer in Canada. Her name's Diane and she's amazing. But she always tells me, you can't give an orange unless you have a basket of oranges to give. So self-care is important. To be a better mom, be a better friend, be a better business person. You really do need to take care. Do you ever listen to the Calm app? Do you know that?
Oh, you know what? I just recently saw it, but I did not listen to it. Yes, but I know what you're referring to. Yeah.
Okay. So I was listening to the Calm app yesterday because they have this daily Calm. It's 10 minutes and I try to listen to it every day. And then they have this other man on there, the Daily J. And what he was saying was people that are really successful, he wanted to know what daily rituals they had. And, he checked Oprah, Warren Buffett. There was 5 people. Yeah. And it was so interesting, what each of them did every day. Oprah meditates every day. All of them exercise first thing in the morning. So before they got out of bed, they thought of 3 to 5 things they're grateful for. And it was so interesting to hear those things, because I think I do most of them. I do them. And it was just interesting to hear that, when I am on my TV show that I'm working on right now, I'm not home, I'm in a hotel. So I don't have any excuse. I just go do a workout before I go on set. And I just noticed that all these little discipline things that I do really do help me to keep my head on straight.
Yeah. Yeah. I think along with self-care, I believe in soul care as well. And so soul care for me is really just taking that time just to really not focus on getting a pedicure, manicure, or all those things, because I feel like that is self-care. Yes, I do those things. I live in the spa. It's really just checking in. So like you had definitely said, Oprah and those other individuals, they take time, they meditate. I take time and I read, and I take time and I'm just
really reading. Yes. That was the other thing, which I do every day.
Yes. And just to be still, be silent. Let me digest exactly what I read. What does that mean to me? I take time and I journal. I take time and just to figure out, okay, how am I feeling? Instead of going on status quo, because I feel like so often we get used to going on status quo of how other people expect us to feel. And so there's a habit of us performing in the way that somebody else wants us to feel. But no, how does Christina want to feel? How does Lady O want to feel? Yeah, well, you know what? It's okay if I'm not feeling that great. And I can say, I'm not feeling great. It's okay that you even said, Christina, you know what? I need to place a pause right because you want to give your best self to whatever you're doing. And when you're stretched thin, you're unable to really apply your best self to it. You're giving somewhat of a residue of energy that you have, but you're not giving the fullness of all of who you are, which I can feel. You have a dynamic energy. I mean, I feel like take care of the soul, which is your inner self, before you can take care of the outer self, and making sure you get that massage, you get that pamper treatment. Those are important because, we are women. We need our little time to ourselves.
I love that you're saying the soul care because I haven't heard that before, and I think that's really interesting. I really
allow
like
my soul to speak. I'm allow my soul to be.
Yes.
I'm just going
That's
to
a good
allow
one.
my soul space. And however I feel, I feel. If I feel like crying in the moment, I'm going to cry. If I
Yeah.
feel like just being sad and don't want to be bothered, it's okay because I'm human. I'm not perfect. And I'm going to have that moment. I feel like with grief, Christina, and I don't know if you felt this way, but when my sister initially passed away, everyone was there. Everyone could relate. Everyone wanted to support. But now we're 2 years later, and people just really celebrate on the anniversary when I'm really actually going through grief every single day.
Right. That's true. Yeah. And that was a weird part too. I remember right after everyone was here, and then after a little bit, everyone was gone. And I was and I had never been alone. My kids, it happened that like 3 of my kids were off at college living away. And I had one child half the time that I share with his biological dad. And it was like, I'm widowed and an empty nester. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And we always, people that have lost someone, I know we all say the same thing. I just want to feel normal again. And you're never going to feel your old normal. You have to create your new normal. So that is something that I've had to create my new normal, like how I deal with my own life. I was on this show once with these psychiatrists in LA, but they said something so interesting. They said, oh, you know how we always have post-traumatic shock after something like this? The woman told me, she said, you've had a different kind of thing. You've had post-traumatic growth. And I found that really interesting because you can choose to have post-traumatic growth or post-traumatic shock and just get paralyzed. And so I think it is up to us to decide how we want to grieve in a positive way, do things for others, take care of ourselves, and try and figure out our new normal and to be happy again. Happiness is a choice. It's not just handed to you. You have to do things to get happy. And I think that's something that, as women, we have to learn. We're not used to taking time. We feel guilty about like, oh God, I can't go watch TV for half an hour.
Exactly.
Like, God, that's so bad. Who does that in the middle of the damn day?
Exactly.
Watching TV, eating soup in bed. But
it's
I
so
think
true.
But, I just know, just for me to have said that to my assistant, because normally I'm like, it's fine. I'll just plow through. You really do have to know yourself. And I guess that's part of the great thing about getting older is that not feeling badly about not being superwoman all the time.
Yeah. Oh my God, you said the word superwoman. Yeah. That's the thing. Because
Totally.
we think people expect that as
well,
out
because
of
they
us.
do. My husband used to say this to me. I'm like, I'm so tired. Ooh. And he goes, the problem with you make everything look so damn easy. So all of us think like you're superwoman because this is your normal.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, that was really interesting that he said that to me because he's right. The house is always clean. There's always food and there's always flowers and candles and everything's always gorgeous. But he doesn't know that
you're panting in the back. You're like,
I'm like,
exactly.
Let me do one more thing. That was always my thing. Let me do one more thing. So it's fine to just, I think as we get older and just kind of go, I need a minute.
I need a minute. And it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. And it's okay if people don't understand.
They
It's
don't have
okay. They don't have to.
And they don't anyway. So
Yeah.
here.
It's like I
also wanted
just
to give your listeners a 25% discount code at prettygirlmakeup.com. Discount code prettygirl to get 25% off. So
that is awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That is absolutely amazing. Welcome out of the dark platform. This
Thank
has been
you.
absolutely wonderful.
Thank you for having me. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Please subscribe to this podcast and like, share, and follow on Facebook and Instagram. Until next time, be well, be safe, and be kind to yourself.